On February 21st, 2016, Rodney Page stood at UT's center court for the first time in 40 years. It was a moment Page never fathomed would happen when he left the program in 1976.
Could you ever bring yourself to watch, years later, down the road, any Texas women's basketball game?
Not much. There was not much connection between myself and the basketball program. Yeah, and that was okay. I needed that space for healing. And healing in life is about letting go. You let go of some things. Doesn't mean you deny that it happened, but what it means is that it no longer has any power over you. And that's why I'm a free man. Wow.
Oh mama, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh mama, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I absorbed a lot of things as a young person in a totally segregated world. Because I'm born in 1948, living in the heart of segregation. Jim Crow and I were contemporaries.
Page grew up in New Orleans, where his father, Alan, was a prominent Negro Leagues team owner and promoter. He also owned the Page Hotel, which was frequented by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment at the time.
Jackie Robinson and Roy Campanella, Jesse Owens, Joe Louis, Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong. So many people, prominent people, who were successful in spite of what society said about them. That's important. And this is so much of what I absorbed and what allowed me to endure and to be successful.
As a teenager, Page moved with his mother, sister, and brother to Houston and graduated from Jack Yates High School. He attended the University of Houston and aspired to play baseball for the Cougars, but that dream did not materialize. However, being at U of H did yield an opportunity in another arena.
I'm sitting in the graduate class one night, never forget it, and the professor, Dr. Susanna Garrison, well, I love that lady, so much respect for her. She taps me on the shoulder. Mr. Page, would you step out in the hall for a second? So I step out there and she said, have you ever thought about working at the University of Texas? Well, not really, I hadn't. Would you be interested? I said, sure. She said, I have a friend who works up there and they're looking for good people.
Page was hired to teach physical education at UT in 1972, and a year later added the women's basketball head coaching duties.
There weren't a lot of people lining up for the job, okay? First of all, there's no money involved in it. It's volunteer. Yeah, you look surprised.
No pay at all?
No pay at all. So my first year, the salary was my teaching salary.
Page broke the color barrier at Texas when he coached the first varsity game on November 26, 1974.
Did you realize at the time how big of a moment that was?
You know, when you're younger, you don't have all the wisdom and understanding, but it was a huge moment and frightening at times. That's not to say that I didn't have my reservations, my fears about it, because it was huge. You look around and you don't see too many who look like you.
I'm sure that those young ladies never gave it a second thought. He was just their coach. But when the public views activities and they really sort of compute, he probably didn't see a lot of other African-American males coaching women.
It was a turbulent time. The social landscape was shifting from the 60s to the 70s. I mean, there were a lot of battles being fought about social issues. Before I step on the campus, even as a teacher, I know what I'm getting into. Because the reputation of the school preceded itself in the African American community. And it had such a negative image. But you know, when you call to do something, when you call to go somewhere, you follow that call.
In his third season coaching the women's basketball team, Page's squad went 21-7. But women's athletics director Donna Lopiano decided to go in a different direction, hiring UT Arlington's head coach Jody Conrad to lead the Horns.
I'm told that for budgetary reasons, what they were looking for was someone to coach basketball and volleyball. So when Jody Conrad comes in, she's coaching two sports, volleyball and basketball. I'm not a volleyball coach, okay? I'm a basketball coach. But it's tough. It was hard, it was painful, it stung. I would be lying or disingenuous if I said it any other way. It was tough because you put your heart and soul into something. You work hard at something. You give everything you have, including a lot of money out of your pocket. It creates a lot of anger, some frustration, some self-doubt, but you rise up and you move forward, man.
Conrad went on to coach at Texas for 31 seasons, amassing 783 victories and winning the 1986 NCAA National Championship. While Conrad's contributions became the bedrock of the program, Page's tenure was largely forgotten. On January 27, 2016, the women's basketball team reached the milestone of 1,000 program wins. In order to commemorate the feat, Women's Athletics Director Chris Plonsky wanted to honor every former Texas head coach. She had never talked to or even met Rodney Page.
His first reaction was, what year is it and how long has it been since I've really had contact with UT?
I was honest, you know, and she was honest right back. I thought about not going initially. Didn't last long.
Why?
Because it'd been so long. It'd been so long, you know, no contact, you know, it had been so long. But as wives do, you know about wives, she said, you're going, aren't you? And it's the way she said it. It's the way she said it. You're going, aren't you? So I had to step back and reflect and listen.
As most people that are in it for the right reason, I think he got right back to that Coach Page mentality of, this is my school, reaching out to me to celebrate something that they know I was a part of and was very proud to be part of in a very early era. And I think he said, I have a lot of family members I'd love to have come, and we said, bring them all.
It validated at a deep level, at a spiritual level for me that, hey, it was okay. Hey, somebody saw it. But it was the response from the crowd that really touched my heart and soul, because there was a warm applause as well as many stood. And I still think about that. And I don't know what that represented for them, for the people that stood. But for me, it said, we see you, we acknowledge you.